Buongiorno tutti. Still banned from live videos on Facebook. I don't know what I said or did, but it's weird. I can't. The only reason I'm concerned with that is because I can't flip my camera around easily. Like if I'm talking, want to show something, I can't use the back camera. And so now I'm going to record with the front camera and then post it. Anyways, how's everybody? Charlie, I'm really glad you finally found Bella, and that. Hope you learned your lesson. No, I was the mean one. I was the one that got upset that you gave her to that you let somebody take care of, watch her. I should know better. I shouldn't be even saying that because I used to leave Khalil outside the supermarket all the time. It's better to trust somebody. Anyways, so I wanted to show a little bit what I was talking about yesterday, what I want to do to the apartment. I don't know if anybody actually saw that, but I was up on that little garden up there, talking to somebody, see if they let me take care of it for free, just for to have something to do. And from up there, you can see my roof plan of the apartment. Right, you can see my bedroom window, and I was talking about how the sun comes over to this side uh, after like 12 o'clock or so, after about noon. And so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change this for a glass door, a glass front door. So I haven't figured out yet if I'm going to do it by hand, like one little panel at a time, to try to, not use up all my money. In any case, or maybe just do a new steel door, which is probably the cheapest option. But once this is glass, all of a sudden this hallway becomes flooded with light. And in the summer, I'm finding that the changing angle of the sun is bringing some direct sunlight on an angle in my bedroom, like for several hours. So it's really interesting, this apartment, how it's laid out. But anyways, that goes into the kitchen. So I want to do the same kind of door with the glass on top up here on the bedroom. But yesterday I was talking about how I'm going to lift the roof. I want to lift the roof so that I can have a band of windows go, because that wall right there is facing the rising afternoon sun. So I don't get any light. That's why I want to change the front door. I want to change that door to to a glass door, because then the light comes in from this direction. So if I change this, so if I raise the roof, I can put a band of windows along this side, and then all of a sudden I'll get direct sunlight, to like 3 in the afternoon, all morning coming in from here. But then I realized I forgot I dumped that idea for the idea of making a terrace, because from the balcony you have this beautiful view, right, of Soriano. But if I raise it a little bit and I make a loft on top, I'm able to clear this roof on this side, and I get this beautiful view all above. But anyways, look at how interesting how this changing angle of the sun is really dramatic here. When I got here, it was, when did I get here? Start of February. start of February, so the height of winter had just passed by 2 months. No, by 1 month, by a month. And the sun barely, like, the sun came out like over here. Where is it? Over here, and then immediately started going that way. And so I'd only get a little bit of sunlight. Can I show that? No. Yeah, there. I'd only get a little bit of sunlight coming in like that. But then because there's a little kink on the wall here on the front of the apartment, this would stay in the shade. That side. I would only get a little bit brushing on the side of the kitchen window here. And then immediately it would go behind the house. Still, I mean, still, when I first saw this apartment, it was like 100 times brighter than the apartment in Orte. And then you get the sun is lower in the winter, so suddenly at noon, this streak of sunlight came in above the door, and that's what gave me the idea of turning that into a glass door. Now the angle is higher, and the sun ray comes in like that, but and still we haven't even gotten to the 21st of June, right? We're in April, end of April, May. So in 2 months, the sun is even going to be further out that way, and I might even get direct sunlight on the bathroom. Look at this bathroom, it's so funky. I want to change it all around. You can't get in that bathtub. It's completely uncomfortable. You can't sit in it. It's like a little Japanese tub. And I'm not 13 years old anymore, so I can't really have fun with it. I tried it and like all cramped in there. It's really uncomfortable. And you can't stand it. It's a mess. This bathtub is disastrous. So uncomfortable. You're always like wobbling. It has a step and it's curved, and so your feet are never really secure anywhere. And you're just kind of, I don't know. So I wanted to do a glass box around the bathtub. And it's only about $150. I could have done that, but I'm holding back because I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this bath. I wanted to first, the idea was to move the bathtub to that side of the, it's a triangular bathroom. It's very strange. And move that door to this end so that when you come in, I hope anybody's interested in this. So when you come in from the front, see when you come in through the front door, right? You come in through the front door, and as soon as you open the door, you see that all the way into the bathroom. So first I didn't like that, but the problem is that if I was going to change this door and put it on that side, but then you come into like the butt end of a hallway here, you know, where this heater is. Like my little clock, I just got it the other week. It's really cute. I love it. So I actually like it because this can work as a living room too. But the only thing is it would be good to not see the bathroom. So I thought of putting the bathroom, moving the bathroom door from that end to that end, and then also opening a door that goes out into the kitchen there, so that you can pass from the kitchen straight into the bathroom, except that now you would come into the bathroom from this side, and it's a little funky because all this was just filled in because the angle was too sharp. So I don't know, but I'm thinking maybe I don't have to do all that, and just build a shower box in a shape that's like this, this, and this. No wait, I can't do it. There, front. And then like that, not round, but kind of hexagonal, half hexagonal. Anyway, so it seems that, oops. So now all of a sudden I started seeing that the sun, as the sun was coming further out here, it started coming all the way down the balcony. So I got really excited about that. But anyways, I don't know, in 2 more months, it might even hit the bathroom window. So that's where I was. There's a little lookout point at the balcony. I was up there talking to the owners and seeing if they want me to take care of that garden. But so from there I could see my roof plan. The roof. And so I remembered, no, actually, I was talking about how to raise to what I was saying about adding a band of windows all around. It's pretty tall, actually. If I only add like 3 feet and raise the roof 3 feet, I would have enough room for 2 people standing. I mean, look at the kitchen, the height of the kitchen window, right? And look at how much taller it is than me. And so when you pull back, you realize that that's quite a bit of distance here. So when you remove the ceiling, the ceiling is about here somewhere. So already there's that big distance before you get to the rafters and the beams holding up the roof. And so by only adding 3 more feet or 4 feet, you haven't, and you don't have a ceiling, you just do a real nice roof, well built roof. You have enough room for 2 people standing in here. 1 floor, 2 people standing. So you don't have to raise it that much to be able to fit a loft in here. And the idea would be to have the loft on that side, so that when you have that band of windows going across that way and over to the bedroom and bathroom, and you have the loft back in here above the bedroom, you go up there, you'd have a view of all the windows that are up here that clear or are at pretty much the level of the tiles of the roof. You'd be skimming over the roof, and you'd be able to see that mountain back there. There's a whole mountain back there. So anyways, that's the idea. And for it, instead of being, I'm sorry, again, I keep going back on what I'm saying. Instead of having a roof, instead of rebuilding a roof, have a terrace up there so that you can go on top. And you have a rooftop garden. So that's the idea. And I'm thinking building a flat roof terrace would probably be cheaper than rebuilding a roof. Because it's really small. The apartment is only about 50 square meters. But the way it's laid out is, I've been walking a lot more around inside. In my apartment in Orte, I basically would get up from the desk, go to the kitchen, have to come back to my desk. Here, I find myself, like walking over to the bathroom. I forget something, I have to walk across the bedroom and go back because of the way it's laid out. The circulation is like this, like a 90-degree to the kitchen, and you end up walking a lot more. And which is better, it's better for your body. and it's about the same square footage, but it's really interesting how how different the experience is because of the different layout. Um, anyway, so that's the idea for this place, and the only way I could imagine feasibly being able to do it is by completing the purchase in 3 years. Completing the purchase in 3 years, and then going to the notary and obtaining the actual title is another like $3,000. But when I work, I can work all winter long. They don't pay me because of how this job is. You get paid at the end, and then they give you a paycheck for like 2 or 3,000 euros. So if in a year I do the same thing, I work again during the winter, I can pay the notary, and then I can use the house as what do you call it? Guarantee for a loan to do the roof. So hopefully, I mean, by then I'll be like 60, I don't know, 65 or something. So it's kind of, but what are my options? This is like the end of life plan. What are my options? Because at some point, I don't know, I suppose that having a pension and you're always able to pay your rent. So it's like I don't have a need for having a place. But, the option is if I don't know what I'm thinking here. If I didn't have a comfortable enough retirement pension, I would be forced to go to popular housing. That's what they call it in subsidized housing. In Italy, they call it popular housing. But I wouldn't really have to do that because I'd always get my check anyways, and I'd be able to pay rent. But there's a security. That's what I forgot. There's a security associated with having subsidized housing. You don't have to worry about a landlord kicking you out saying, "Oh, I want to sell the property," when you're like 78 years old or 70. I mean, people are not that cruel. If you're old, they kind of wait. But anyways, when you own your own place, that is also solved. So I thought that's a good plan, so that I have some security in my last, I don't know, 15 years of life or what have you, if I live to be 90. Making my coffee. Sometimes I just want to filter it. I don't feel like making espresso. So yeah, and the point is that I'd have fun because I never done a project. I never designed a project, which is really sad. I love architecture and design and gardening and all that. And I've done a little bit of gardening, but I really haven't done a nice little garden farm, which I always dreamed of making, or a house. But if I buy this and I'm able to do the terrace on top, I could spend the last 10 years of my life in something that I created myself, and seeing it grow in my 70s, my late 60s. So that's kind of why I have this little plan, unless something else, bigger, better comes along unexpectedly. It seems like that this is a feasible, viable path for me. Almost as good as returning to Hawaii and having a little lava farm of my own. It's got its pros. You're in Europe. I can always travel around Europe and stuff. And, from Hawaii, it's a little harder. Every time you want to leave the islands, it's like $1,000 at least. Here, I can go visit Turkey, and walk around Istanbul for a week and only spend like a couple hundred or 400 euros. So, that's the advantage of staying in Europe, I suppose, and seeing other parts of Italy, going to beaches in Italy during the summer and what have you. So I'm happy, I'm grateful. It's not a bad thing, you know. It's better if Orte was very depressing. It was slowly killing me. Here I finally have this plan, you know, that practically changed my life around. Uh, so, all right, well, ciao tutti, bye, aloha, and I don't know. Let me know public transport system. They don't let me. I can't put my bike on it. What's wrong with these people? It has a handicap door in the back, like a door for bicycles, but they don't let you. Whatever. All right, ciao tutti, bye.